Melo Ball to the Minnesota Timberwolves? What are they building over there? Was this a good move? Let's dive in. So LaMelo Ball is now a Minnesota Timberwolves, teaming up with Anthony Ant-Man Edwards. And as an NBA fan, we got to be real with ourselves. This is not a perfect move. The main thing that I think is crazy is giving up on Naz Reid. He was a bull. He's a big man with a three-point shot. And honestly, I'm baffled that the Timberwolves would give up on Naz Reid. If this is your first time here, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe to The Authentic Take. Back to LaMelo Ball. He's a true offensive connector. He's a real playmaker. And the thing I like about him most is he does not lack confidence. And what the Timberwolves really need is someone to take over the point guard responsibility so Ant-Man could just do his thing and worry about scoring. But let's be real, this move is high risk, high reward. Because yes, LaMelo Ball is talented enough to raise Minnesota's ceiling, but there is also questions about his fit, his health, his shot selection, his defense, and whether Minnesota actually gave up too much flexibility for him. So why did Minnesota make this move? Basically, why they did it is they know the clock is ticking because Ant Edwards is not a wait 5 years and let's see type of superstar anymore. His time is now. And to his credit, he's already shown that he could carry a team deep. Even though he doesn't want to take the face of the NBA stuff, he has shown that he could actually carry a franchise. And when you have a player like that, you cannot just sit and wait. Minnesota needed more offense. And not just that, they needed more creativity on offense. And you know that's what LaMelo Ball brings. LaMelo Ball can push the ball, no pun intended, in transition. He could throw hit-ahead passes. He could run pick and roll. He could shoot from deep. And he could create without having Ant-Man do all the work. And that's the biggest part of this move. It's not about replacing Ant-Man as the guy, even though no one's thinking that. It's about making Ant's life easier. Because now LaMelo Ball can take some of the burden off Ant's shoulders, hopefully. Imagine Ant-Man running to the wing while LaMelo is pushing the break. I can't lie, that is a pretty good tandem. Even imagine if LaMelo's throwing full court passes for an alley-oop dunk to Ant-Man. Kind of nice. And it is kind of scary as well. That is explosive. And honestly, that is much watch basketball. Now let's talk about fit. On paper, LaMelo and Ant make a lot of sense. Ant as the power guard, he is a downhill scorer. He is that guy that can attack the rim. We've seen him do it numerous of times. He could bully defenders, rise up over people, and take over in late game situations. And another little point, I think, is that I think he'll have a good influence on LaMelo Ball getting serious. Now, LaMelo is the table setter. He's the passer. He's the rhythm setter. He is the player that sees what's going to happen before it happens. That combination can be dangerous because Ant-Man does not need to be or have the traditional point guard. He could do it, but that shouldn't be his full-time job. You want Ant attacking, you want Ant in motion, and you want Ant catching the ball when the defense is already tilted. And LaMelo helps with that. He could get Ant easier looks. He could keep the offensive moving. He could make Minnesota less predictable. And for LaMelo, this might be the best situation he's ever had. In Charlotte, he was asked to be the face, the ticket seller, the playmaker, and the scorer all at once. In Minnesota, he doesn't have to carry anything, maybe a little. He is the sidekick. He could be the point guard. He could be the creator. He could be the player that unlocks everything while Ant-Man is over to his side dominating. It matters because sometimes a talented player doesn't need a bigger role. Sometimes he just needs a better role. What Minnesota gave up for LaMelo, and this is where we have to slow down. The T-Wolves did not get LaMelo for free. They gave up Naz Reid, like I mentioned, which to me kind of is a little steal for Charlotte. Future draft picks, pick swaps, and flexibility. And Naz Reid is not just some random player. And honestly, I think losing him is going to hurt Minnesota. Just look what Ant-Man has lost over the years. He's lost Cat, now he's lost Julius Randle, and now he's lost Naz Reid. He's basically lost the core of what Minnesota was going deep in those playoffs. And when you give up draft picks and draft swaps, that means if you're Minnesota, you're all in. And that's the part of this trade that makes it risky. LaMelo has been a little injury prone, and that's where stuff gets sticky. If LaMelo cannot stay healthy, that's where this fit gets weird. Because then the defense becomes a problem. Minnesota doesn't look like they can make a big playoff jump. People are going to look back at this trade a little differently. That is pressure. This is not a small move. This is a franchise direction move. And if you want to raise questions about LaMelo Ball, here it is. Can he defend? As you've seen him kind of scatter against the Heat last year. Can he stay locked in off the ball? Can he balance the flashy play, which I love, with winning basketball? And most important for his success, can he stay healthy? And just as important, will he mesh well with Ant Edwards? Because this is Ant's team. That cannot be a debate. And basically what I'm saying, if he doesn't fit well and he doesn't become a team player on the T-Wolves, this will be a wasted opportunity. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Drop a like. It really helps out my channel. Make sure you comment and tell me what you think about this LaMelo Ball trade to Minnesota. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, time is running out. It's not running in.
ThaAuthenticTake, the real, no fake. ThaAuthenticTake, yeah, the real, no fake.